Great afternoon, going into evening. I wanted to clear up a little some misconceptions that a lot of people in this country have about India. Okay? They really think that India is still in its golden age. Well, the golden age of India left long, long, long ago. The day of the rishis has gone long, long, long ago. Okay? So when you go to India, people think that they're so much more spiritual than they are here, because you see them going to temples. There are all these temples and they do pujas every day. So they must have so much more knowledge, which just simply isn't true. You know, they're not any better than the nominal Christian is here. Because what are they doing? Are they praying for enlightenment? Are they praying for wisdom? Are they seeking the deeper things? No. You ask them, why are you doing puja? I don't know, we just always do it. And when they go to the temple, what are they asking for? Give me a son, give me good business. That's it. And then you meet them, you know, when you're traveling through India. They want to latch onto you and then tell you, let me tell you about Krishna. They know a few stories, which they think you're going to be very impressed with. Okay? So this ideation and this other ideation, like the ones like Nityananda, Spin Queen, was trying to tell people, and so many women are so just absolutely uninformed about. They think because they worship Durga, Kali, that they have the women there, that they put women on a pedestal. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Women are so looked down upon in India. Rape is getting more and more common. Okay? It's not the paradise that you want to believe it is in your fantasy notions. Okay? It's just simply not. Okay? In my travels there, and again, being a guru, I met a lot of Indian people. This is not to say all of them are that way. There are some that are, of course, striving for the deeper things, but it is not this big common thing like people over here want to believe, like they're led to believe. You get the ones like Nityananda and all these big Indian names over there. Who are they playing to? The foreigners. Okay? Ones like Nityananda, there are very few Indians that actually follow him. Why is that? Because he's full of crap. Okay? He's like Maharishi was. They speak a lot of doublespeak. That's it. They say a lot of nothing. Put together a bunch of garbage, throw it out there, and people think, oh, I don't understand it. It's so great. It's so deep. I can't get it. No, it's just garbage. Okay? And then people have the misconception with ones like myself, white woman from the West, what can you know? You're not from India. You can't know anything. Okay? The spiritual path is through consciousness. It's not based on the face. It's not based on where you were born. We have had many, many, many lives. Okay? And some of us have had many lives in places like India, Nepal. We've already gone through there. We've already learned those lessons. Okay? So don't misjudge things. Don't misjudge things. Because God, whether you want to call, whether you want to call, it doesn't matter what name you want to have for God. God is spirit. God is not someone up there with a brown face. It's not male, okay? It's not male. It's not somebody with a brown face. It's not female, okay? God is a spirit. So beyond your comprehension of what you want to try to label them as, what type of a form you want to try to stick them into, okay? God is this life of all life, consciousness, energy, the life force, okay? That which makes available for people to have life and breath and consciousness, okay? So again, people, don't get into these fantasy notions. Yes, there's great wisdom that came from India, but that's from centuries ago. It's not now. Like Rishikesh used to be the place of the rishis. Now what is it? Now it's a big marketplace. That's it. Hari Om, come by. Hari Om, come by. Hari Om, come on, come by. Come by. That's it. The ashrams have become very political. It's all about power games, power struggles. Okay? So again, people, please, there's a difference between looking for the wisdom and wanting to go play with the spiritual trappings of, it has to look a certain way. It has to sound a certain way. Okay? And if it doesn't, then it's not authentic. And this is why people get taken for a ride. Okay? If it's some guy up there and he's got a beard and he's wearing a certain dress and he throws out a bunch of stuff, and if he can pronounce Sanskrit, with a big intonation, then he must know something. That's okay. No. Okay. Don't be taken in by that. Okay. What it takes is, again, it takes doing the solitary journey. It takes doing the mystic's path. It takes having a Kundalini awakening that goes through all the levels and layers of consciousness until it completes. That can take lifetimes. Okay? It can take lifetimes. So please, people, do not be befooled by outer appearances of stuff. The way to check things is if there is a change of consciousness. Okay? That's one thing, you can't bullshit about. When people come to this path, you can ask them, what are the changes in consciousness that happen through the practices, through what's given? Okay? You have to make up some big fantasy stories. And a lot of these gurus like to make big fantasy stories, and they like to, and in the astral realms, and I'm seeing this God and that God, and I'm communing with them, and we're, all these big fairy tale fantasy nonsenses. This is not to say along the journey that you can't have those experiences. You do, but that's when realization takes place, all of that is blown out. Okay? If that's all they're talking about is powers, they're talking about their relationships with, this and that, and I'm up in the hills and I'm this, then they're still in the midst of the journey. They haven't completed. Okay? It's like, I know I'm going to get heck for this, but this is like Ramana told one of the very famous teachers when he came. He said, yes, I see Krishna and I play with Krishna. Oh, that's very well and good, but if Krishna is coming and going, then, you're not there yet. Okay? That's the truth of it. Okay? So again, this is like with the Siddha Yoga. There was the Nityananda, the Avadut, and the one that started Siddha Yoga. He wanted to self-proclaim, but when Nityananda told him, "Go away, go out there and do your practice." Okay, he didn't support him. He didn't recognize him. Didn't happen. Okay. So again, there's so much drama out there, so much fantasy, so much misinformation being touted that you just want to see people, find a good guru. Again, not one of these ones that's got, playing to the crowd. When they're playing to the big crowd and everything, then you know that, again, they're out for name and fame. Because real gurus do not get a big crowd. Why? Because we're tough. Okay? Because we expect you to walk the path. You have to do it by yourself. We're not here to inflate your egos. But the gurus, the fake gurus, the ones that are after your money, they're going to inflate your ego at every turn. Okay? That's not what the path is to realization. If you want to get to realization, genuine moksha, then you have to do the hard path. Okay? The mystic's journey. And that's a solitary journey. Okay? Not in a good crowd where they're going to be beating drums and, all this drama and dancing and cavorting and all the things that they're doing. Okay? That's for entertainment. Now, if you want to play the game and you want to have entertainment, go there, enjoy it. Spiritual Disneyland. But understand, you're not going to get to moksha. You're not going to get to realization in that. Just not going to happen. Okay? So I'm going to leave this here. I just wanted to clear up some of these misconceptions that I see going on all the time. Okay? So, anyway, thank you for tuning in. I will see you online. Namaste and aho.